And
So
say
does anyone have any questions?
you say hi.
Oh, admit all. Here comes more people.
Maui. You show everyone your Guardian t-shirt, Noodle.
Mommy.
Maui. You got your Maui hook.
Huh.
Are you waving? Look how many people there are, Noodle. Can you see?
That.
You wave at everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Girl. Good girl. So I apologize that I've got my daughter here. She is not going to bed tonight, so I'll be dipping in and out. Lovely. You're just too excited for the announcement, aren't you? Get Maui's hook out of your mouth.
So does
Right?
anyone have any questions or responses or anything?
Yay!
Thank you. We figure we'll be explaining this over and over, but as I forget what we said in the video because we recorded it a week ago, but we realized as Michelle Lamphere knows, the odds of succeeding again and the amount of work that it took was so much. And so to do it again, we wanted to be able to include everyone. And that was a thing that last time there were people were like, well, how come it's not coming near me? I wish it was coming closer. Like more people wanted to participate. And we thought, well, there's a way we can do that if we do it through an app is basically how it's going to work. And as we said, everyone's going to get the app, but only so many people will have, well, as I said, we'll have one ambassador in each country starting with. And so that's the first thing is we're taking applications for ambassadors just like last time. It can be less work or more work in your country than before, because I know we've got some ambassadors here. It's going to be as much work as you want it to be, meaning just going to events, organizing rides, meeting people and sharing it. Boom, boom, boom. The more people you share it with, then the more people who can be sharing it. You share it with 10 women who share it with 10 women who share it with 10 women, and it just keeps growing exponentially.
Yeah, I think this is like me and Liza both hate the word app because it doesn't really define what we're doing with this. It's essentially a tool that we've built that will enable like tenfold more people to actually participate than last time, because the problem that we had last time was that so many people couldn't participate and wanted to, obviously, and with a physical baton that you have to pass on, you only get that opportunity to do the pass once and then it's gone. So rather than having a Wednesday on the 17th of April at 3 o'clock it coming 100 miles away from your home, we can now do it so that you can pass the baton as many times as you like via a phone, via an app sort of thing, something that everybody's always got on. We're not going to have the issue of customs and border control and them thinking it's pipe bombs and wanting to explode it and all the rest of it.
That happened.
But that actually happened. But what we can do is showcase how many women and how not only how many women there are around the world, how active the women are around the world, and how we're all connected as well. So, oh, sorry, did you have something to say, Naya?
She's so cute with her little shirt.
Don't be fooled by the cuteness. She is as sassy as a mother. Seriously, I'm getting my karma.
Like mother, like daughter.
Yeah.
Her little Via hair shirt is so cute.
Haley, I think that this is so super exciting because in a lot of ways, I mean, this is like a conduit. It's like a giant chat room for all of us. It's such an opportunity to build community. And I think in the relay before, there were people that couldn't take time off work and traveling is expensive. And there were so many challenges, new riders that wanted to participate, but if the relay was moving too fast, their skills maybe weren't quite up to riding fast on a freeway or, something like that. So this is such a great opportunity and such a great idea to include everyone at all riding levels and skills and people that can be included and involved, even if they're not actually riding, to stay tuned and stay informed and stay part of it. I love it. So thank you.
Yeah.
You,
And-
Michelle. I think
and-
that was so important as well, because we had actually in the original relay, like, made a real point that you had to be an experienced rider to actually partake in this, because some of the legs were really long, grueling rides and legs and things. So that we needed experienced riders in it. Excuse me, are you allowed to talking? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you want to say hello? You're gonna do you want to wave? Do a big wave at everybody. Are you waving? Say hi.
Welcome
gonna
to
do-
the Naya Show.
Yeah, this is
She's cute.
and this is the thing, is that good girl, you're waving. Oh yes. The last time we had to have those experienced riders, and like new riders who just passed the test, it wasn't going to be safe for them to then do cross country major rides, do you know what I mean, as a first sort of ride. Whereas now, new riders, people wanting to become riders, it's not a case of the relays being and gone through the country. You meet somebody who's looking at maybe passing their test or thinking about starting to ride a motorbike, and within a month they can join the relay. You know, once they've passed their tests and things and they're able to ride on the road, they can actually be part of that relay from the very first ride that they ever make. Could realistically be a relay ride. So it's like encouraging new riders into the community. It's expanding our relay to as many riders as possible, and that's just the relay bit. So what we really wanted to do in the last one, and we had absolutely zero time, was to, well, there's 1,000 things that we wanted to do, but one of them was like challenge other, like do challenges and like challenge women and like educate women on maintenance and the community and the industry, and become that sort of voice between and connection between the industry and women. With this app, we have got so many possibilities to do that. We've got the whole challenge series, we've got the maintenance reminders, maintenance videos, you know, route stuff, like your normal sort of riding app things. So though we hate the word app, it is an app, but it's a tool. It's your WRWR tool for connections in your pocket at all times, wherever, whenever you're on a bike. Because let's face it, we all ride with our phones, don't we? So yeah, I'm really excited about it. Liza's super excited about it. It's been so good, like going through this different process as well, like how old school I suppose we were at the first one, and then like going through this whole app development process and like learning the like real technical side of it, and like how we can do all these cool new features that will just enable us all to A, connect a lot better, but also B, just utilize technology now. It's really exciting and really cool. Are you kissing the
But
horse?
the thing that we really wanted to retain, and I think looking at all the names and the faces here and the memories I have of people who I met and rode with and connected with, we wanted to have that same connection. So by sharing and becoming part of this network, that even though you may not ride with somebody, but we all felt connected when the relay came. We knew that baton, we had all touched that same baton that went around the world. And now through this, we can actually see these connections happening. And then as we see each country spreading, growing, and then when we get somebody to connect two countries together, boom, and it turns gold. And now those two countries are connected. We're all connected through this same network. So as I said in the video, we want to get as many countries lit up, as many women in each country lit up, and as many countries connected to other countries, and be this, really just count every woman rider in the world. How many women can we reach in 1 year? That's the question. So yeah, once you get it, you can continue passing the baton and sharing it with more and more people. And that's going to be the ask of everyone, is to tell people about it and share it. And you'll get to keep watching on the app, and as the globe is lighting up and we're going to see it spreading, and we're going to have fun things like leaderboards, like who's had the most baton passes, stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of really cool things with it. And then also there's going to be leaderboards per country. How many women have gotten baton passes in that country?
Yeah.
So hopefully we can like compete with other countries, try and get more women counted in each country.
I'm really curious as to, like, obviously this has just been dropped on everyone, and we know what WRWR 2019 was like. I'm really curious as to what your guys' thoughts of it all is, like what you're thinking, like one at a time, don't all shout out at once, guys. But just a bit of feedback, and just like what sort of things are you looking forward to seeing? Like what things do you think you'd use most in the app? Granted, I know that we've not talked in detail about all the different bits at the minute.
Wendy, you raised your
sure.
hand.
How will that go? Would there still be an actual ride or?
It'll be up to everyone to organize and meet. We're not organizing the ride, though we are going to be having events that we're going to be partnering with. So like everyone going to say a WEMA event, something like that. And we'll announce that there will be somebody there with a baton. Everyone come and get the baton pass. So you still have to meet each other in person, but the riding is up to you guys. If you want to use the message boards and say, hey, who has the baton that's near me? You want to ride and meet at some location for lunch or something and do the baton pass? Or do you want to organize a group ride? It's up to everybody, just like it was with the Ripple rides, which we did not control the ripples. They just happened by people organizing it and getting it moving along.
And that's the beauty of it, is because it's not an organized ride where you've got to be available on one day that it's coming past or close to you, is you can be a part of it 365 days of the year if you want to. Do you know what I mean? You can pick your day that you want to meet up with other women and then make your mark on the map and your mark on the globe. So it's basically geared around being much more inclusive and flexible because our lives, let's be honest, like everyone's busy. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's got their own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do we want to exclude people for that? Do you know what I mean? No, we needed to make it more accessible, really.
Yeah, I understand that. So how does the flow through the countries happen then?
So because every country has one ambassador that it's starting from, every country will have its own code. So once it passes, it connects two countries, then it'll connect them to the global network.
So who is ambassador doesn't really matter, because it's just the starting point, and then everyone can go all different directions.
Yes, but it will be relying on the ambassador to be giving us feedback about what events are happening in that country that we can promote and say, hey, come to this event and meet, Barrett there, whatever. And also if there's parts of the country that nobody's gone to, that ambassador do a trip and announce, hey, I'm going to come there, come meet me, and to help spread it around the country.
Yeah, exactly. Like the ambassador is going to be integral to basically making sure that in their country they reach as many women riders as possible. Because if you think about it, say an ambassador is made, announced whatever for one country, and they spread it to their community. Say they only know, I don't know, 20 people, and after that 20 people that they spread it to, it dies off. What then happens? We can't let it die off. So the ambassador's then going to be responsible for going to as many events as possible, spreading the word as much as possible, and spreading the amount of baton passes through their country as possible, basically. And it should be like a ripple effect. So, for example, with the Ripple Relays, how the ambassador sort of kicked off, well, not the ambassador, sorry, but the Ripple Relay kicked off initially. That's how the ambassador do it. So they're the starting point, and hopefully it'll then start to span out, and each person it's been passed, it will then pass it on to another person, to another person, to another person. And what we'll get is this mass country connection where everybody has been physically connected one way or another, but then leading on to a mass global connection. And the aim of the game being to turn the entire world gold, to show that every woman rider in the world is somehow connected to every country in the world and each other. So it's showing that there are women riders, hello baby, in every country, but also that they're connected as well. So, oh yes.
Yeah, we're also going to be using the ambassadors to get feedback for challenges that are more catered to that country, right? It's not every country that we can say like, hey, go ride up to a windmill and take a picture, right? We don't know like every country what are great destinations or challenges or things there. So we're going to be relying on the ambassadors to help us cater challenges and events to the women of that country that we can then help promote.
I've got a
So the-
question, girls.
Hey, Mar.
Hey, Mar.
It's 5 a.m. in the here. um, with the blankie. I've got a question. So there's no specific time for each country to complete their part of the relay. So the app can be running in the same country for months, for example.
It'll be running for a whole year. So from January 1st to the 31st.
Right.
Yeah, but
Here.
sorry.
Okay. So
Did you get that answer? So yeah, it's 1 year.
No, I couldn't. No, I understand, but I mean each country. What's the time for each country to pass the relay to the next one
No.
before?
This is so cozy or handy in the app is the baton.
Yeah,
Digital
understand
baton.
that.
Tool in some sense.
So Mar, it's get as many women in your country
Yeah,
connected and then connect to another country. So you're still in Australia, yeah?
yeah, correct.
Yeah, so you've got some water to get over, get somebody get connected to global. And that's
New
kind of a
Zealand.
fun challenge. Because maybe there's somebody from
Yeah.
France who's going on a trip to Australia and they can connect through the message boards to get that
Right.
Australia connected.
I understand. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Merle, you have a question?
Yes, I was. Can you hear me? Sorry, I don't have
Yes.
a microphone. I was wondering, you were speaking about coloring the world gold. Is there some kind of visualization in the app where we can see where the baton went?
So that is the beauty of the app, is how we had in the last one where we were sort of tracking how where the relay was up to on the website with the tracker and the baton. Well, this is the beauty of the app, is every single time somebody connects together with their phones, like shares a QR code or whatever, like between each other's phones, a light will map up on the globe that's in the app. So you'll see an instant, maybe a few seconds later sort of thing, but an instant, boom, there's the light. And you'll see all these flickers of lights coming up of where women are connecting in your country and then the whole world. So you'll be able to spin the globe around, have a look where people are, see where people cluster, where people are together, you know what I mean? So it'll literally be, and then ding, all of a sudden somebody makes an international connection and your countries are both connected and turned gold. So you've then joined that global network. Does that make sense?
So we have a question in the chat about for larger areas, will we have multiple ambassadors? So sort of, we have a solution for that too. And that's called the golden baton. So we are going to have for special occasions, VIP ambassadors who might be somebody who's an accomplished, like maybe a racer or like Elsbeth Beard, let's say Elsbeth Beard, and who's going to be doing a book signing at an event, Overland event, right? And we can say, for this weekend only, go to this event, find Elsbeth and get the golden baton, which is only good for like one pass. You want to collect golden batons. It's like a VIP thing. But that's how we will also get some VIP ambassadors to certain regions of countries that can start spreading the baton. So the golden baton, when you get it from, say, a VIP ambassador, it'll be gold in yours, in your app. You can pass it, but then it just becomes a regular baton after that. So it's only 1 degree of separation that it'll stay gold for you. But that's how we can get into more areas of a country by having some VIP ambassadors who are going to be at events that you go meet. And yeah, it'll be some pretty special, like special people. We've already got a list of people we want to invite. Does that kind of make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's a point thing. Glenn, do you have a question?
Yeah, I did, and I apologize. I got in late, so you might have already answered this. The batons going across the country, each country can be doing it at the same time?
Yep.
Okay, not like we were physically before, like it went from country to country.
Yeah, this is more like the ripple relay that happens simultaneously
Okay,
in each country. So spreading it around each country at the same time, and then connecting each country to the global network as well.
okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and this is how we can, like I said, we looked at how can we include everybody. There were so many people that couldn't participate last time. We want to include everyone, and we want everyone to have that same feeling of connecting, because everyone will have to meet in person to share the baton. That's how it works.
So somebody else has asked a question here as well in the chat, saying, can you get to pass the baton more than once? Absolutely. And that's the beauty of this as well, is we want to showcase how active women riders are in the community as well. So you can pass the baton, and we encourage you absolutely to pass the baton as many times as you want. And every time you pass the baton, you will be getting points added to your profile and level up, which will then unlock certain things as the levels go on. So yeah, you can definitely pass the baton more than once.
In
And
fact, you can pass the baton to somebody who already has the baton. Yep. And just to get points. You can't get points for passing it to the same person again, but just to help further build that network connection, you want to keep sharing with other people, and you can get points and get on the leaderboards with that.
I have another question. Well, a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Sorry if they look stupid because I joined late, so I don't know if you talked about it before.
Yeah.
Can you pass the baton, for example, to 2 riders at the same time, or just
Yeah.
one? Oh, that's
As
cool.
many people as you can.
if you meet up with a group of 50 women, you can literally line them up and go ding, 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 and pass the
That's
baton.
cool.
And then 50
Yeah.
The
batons.
handy is the bot.
So this is
handy
why
And then-
this.
All right, and then I have another question, because I'm planning my I'm planning a world trip for probably next year, half next year.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So if with the app, can I connect to riders involved in WWR 2026, like talking to them? For example, I'm gonna be in this country, would like to meet the ambassador, or would like to meet some women riders or whatever.
there's
Any
a
feature in
whole-
the app?
Absolutely, the whole
we
social
figured out
media.
a way to not only do that, but to do it bigger.
Eileen,
and
can you mute?
Cute, darling. Sorry. So yeah, Mar, there's in the app there's a whole like social media platform essentially, which is just like Facebook and Instagram. A lot of people are coming off Facebook at the minute, obviously.
Yeah,
we don't
like a
think-
social network. Okay. So
Exactly.
can we download the app now? Like it's
Oh,
already
You're keen, Mar, you're keen.
No.
Unfortunately not. So we wanted to give you
Okay, just asking.
we wanted to give you a bit of a heads up about what we're doing first. So the app itself is
Okay.
going to be launched as in like a prototype phase, basically in September at the Wrwr rally in the USA.
All right.
And it'll then be able to be downloaded by everybody, basically. But then with the,
Right.
you can use the challenge, you can do the challenges, you can use the app absolutely. But then the relay itself will start 1st of January 2026 and run for 1 year.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So people will be able to get the app starting in September, just to use it, start getting familiar with
Yeah,
it,
the beta version. Yeah.
challenges, gear reviews, message boards. And then January 1st, boom, that's when it's going.
All right.
And
Perfect. I'm gonna try to get my year off in January, but probably would be like February or March. But yeah, I'll try to connect as more women as I can on my way.
So we can count on you for the remote countries that we didn't get membership in, Mar. I'll give you a
Yeah,
list.
yeah,
More
actually,
of a list.
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, Glenda, you have a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to release it in September at the WIMA. I'm not going to be able to get there until like late Tuesday evening because I have to come from another rally across the country. Are you doing the reunion stuff towards the end of the week? Am I going to miss any of the reunion stuff?
You will miss a few things in terms of like the actual challenge. Like, so we've got a whole series of challenges that we're putting together for the WEMA specific events, sort of things that we're doing. So you might miss some of that, but not necessarily because we're running the challenges for the whole week.
Oh,
so,
okay.
For example, all the women that are attending the WEMA rally, they'll have the full week to do. I'm not going to tell you what they are, obviously, but these XYZ challenges that we've got set within the app, and you'll be testing firsthand how the app works. The only thing that you won't be able to do is the actual relay, because that won't be starting until obviously the 1st of January, sort of thing. So yeah,
Right.
you won't miss much, not at
Right.
all. We'll cover you, don't worry.
Okay.
The WRWR reunion night is Wednesday night during the WEMA rally in Maine.
Oh,
So that'll be filled with, WRWR t-shirts and stories and everything really focused on WRWR. So it's a great time to be there and ask questions, and you'll, even if things have been shared, you'll get caught up. Don't worry.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Haley, Nicole asked if the app's going to be free.
Very good question. Do you want it to be free? Yes, the app is going to be absolutely free. And the reason we wanted to do this was because we know how difficult it is to firsthand to get a nominal price that is affordable for everybody worldwide because of such fluctuating economical, climates and things. And similarly, we want as many people to be involved with the app and to showcase as many women riders that there are around the world. So in order to do that, we need to bring down as many barriers as possible, and one of them being price. So the app's going to be entirely free, and it's on your word that in return we are going to spread these battens far and wide and actually showcase the industry what we can do together, because just imagine the investment that we all have in WRWR 2019 being free and completely accessible to everybody and being able to share it worldwide constantly. We could literally blow the industry out of the water, just showing them how many women riders there actually are, and how active we are, and how connected we are, and then providing them feedback directly back into the industry, straight from the horse's mouth. It's so powerful as a tool. It's just whether or not you're going to use it, and that is this is better than any 10 milli spanner, let me tell you. So that's.
So Chris asked, can the baton be passed to off-road locations as well? Absolutely. And here's the cool thing is it's going to be tracking
Hell yes.
where the baton pass is, not where you are, where you live or anything, but where the baton pass happens. The GPS will say here, here, here. So it'll be cool. So when there's an event, you'll see all how many people light up at that event. But if you can get something in the middle of the desert, won't that be cool, right?
Like triple points, there might be a sneaky challenge on who's got the weirdest and most far-fetched baton location, sharing location. If somebody can get 2 bikes on a boat or something in the middle of the Atlantic and share it there, or do you know what I mean? Then it'll ping up. So it's wherever you've got 2 individuals or me.
And Amy asked, so yeah, in a larger country, if the ambassador's on the far side of the country, it'll take a while till it gets to the other side. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true. That's why we have a year to get everywhere. I mean, it'll be slow starting because it has to start. But then, like I said, if 10 women, if you pass it to 10 women, you pass it to 10 women. Who's good at math? How many women is that? Is that 100,000? It goes really fast.
Yeah.
And so you'll see it start spreading faster and faster as people keep sharing it.
Literally that ripple effect.
So if I go to a ladies rally and get everybody to download the app, then do I get to connect with each of them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's literally the aim of the game. Go to the rally, and every time you meet with all these women at events and things, every time you connect with another woman, that's more points on your profile. So the more connections you make, the higher up the ranking, so to speak, the higher up the leaderboard, not only you get as an individual, but also you do for your country as well. So the more women being invested in the country means that each country that they're with is gonna like work up the leaderboard. So friendly international competition, guys.
So if we do like
So
a
the
garage,
ideal,
sorry, if we do like a
sorry,
garage
go on.
night and we have a bunch of women there and I spread the app, do we get credit for maintenance as well as meeting?
What do you mean credit? Sorry.
Oh, you mean points for doing challenges? You mean?
Yeah. Would that
Yeah.
be like a thing? Cause in the YouTube, it's mentioned about maintenance.
Yeah, so exactly that. So in the app, you're going to have, and it'll all become a lot clearer
Right.
when we see the app itself. But sorry, he's just dropped a horse, so the world's just ended. One second.
Okay, cool. This is going to be fun. Thank you.
But yeah, sorry. In short, in the app, you're going to have challenges as well, which we will be shaking up every month. And there's going to be some that are sort of long-standing challenges that will be there for the whole year. And there's others that are going to be added each month, each week, whatever it may be, the new challenges that come up. And every time you complete a challenge, depending on what challenge it is, which there are some very easy ones, there's some more difficult ones, there's some that require you to be together, there's some that you have to do on your own. It's like all different sort of styles. Challenges are split into 4 areas: riding skills, maintenance mechanics, industry, and community. So you've got community challenges, which is all about bringing everybody together and encouraging that community. You've got the industry challenges, which is all about giving feedback to the industry and actually communicating with them and encouraging the industry to recognise and cater to women riders. You've got the riding ones, which are very much about your actual riding skills and, you know, challenging yourself on a bike. And then you've got the mechanical stuff, which is obviously your mechanical challenges like changing oil, whatever it may be. Yeah. So on every one of those challenges, every time you complete a challenge, you will get points every single time. So if you do a challenge more than once, change your oil, for example, you'd get repeated points for that, same way as if you pass the backboard once, you get you get more points each time.
Yeah, Joe, you have a question?
Yeah, sorry. Hi. Firstly, I want to say thank you so much. This is going to be so exciting.
Oh, good.
I'm so glad to hear that, Joe. Honestly, we are so excited about this. Like, it is so passionate.
I mean, it's been a long time since 2019, and look at everything we've achieved since then. And it all kicked off with you guys. So I just want to say thank you. I'm delighted to try, to get involved again. I wanted to ask a question, and forgive me if it's really daft, but sometimes the daft questions are the ones we really need to know. When we pass the baton, if say, for example, I'm at a bike rally somewhere, how will I know who to pass it to? Is this something I can tell from an app? Are we going to be wearing badges? Is there stuff to like readily identify women that you could potentially pass the baton to? Or have I just got it wrong?
You've just got to go and find women.
Don't find them, right? Okay, and just pray to God. And if they don't know what we're talking about, make them.
Can you explain? Exactly.
Okay, cool. I can do that.
And that's literally what it is, because it's about, again, like with WRWR 2019, the only reason it was so successful was because every single one of you took the baton literally and ran with it yourself. You all were so like accountable with it and like held it to such high regard and like made it, like you made it happen yourself. We were pedaling like ducks underwater in the background, but it was you guys who actually took ownership and ran with it.
Do you remember there were multiple days where we have no idea where
No idea.
No idea who had it, where it was, and then it would, oh my God, it's
there it is.
But and one of the cool things is if everyone remembers on like Facebook, you'd see baton passes and like it was fun to follow.
Yeah.
Well, this you'll be able
You're
to
gonna see
do
all
on
of
the
that
app
in the app.
also,
Socials
and
like
sharing
yeah.
baton passes, but you'll also
Amazing.
be able to go into the meetups and
Yeah.
say, hey, I'm going to this event. Who's going to be there? Let's meet at the duck,
Yeah.
the giant duck at 12 p.m.
And let's go find, let's like make it our mission to go find 5 new riders that haven't heard of the app and download it for them. Or do you know what I mean? Like you can club together, get a couple of you at an event, and then go
Yeah.
and find the new riders that we haven't been able to reach, like the people who aren't necessarily on Facebook or didn't attend 2019's WRWR. Because they're the
Yeah.
ones that we like the new, think about it, the last 5 years, how many women riders have passed the test worldwide? They haven't got a clue about that. So we need
I
to
think this is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for all this. I think it's really, really, really great. I have to leave the meeting, unfortunately, but
Thanks,
I'll be looking
Barry.
forward to September and see if I can find the app.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
And hey, people apply for ambassador
Already done.
except for
I'll tell them to do that because I don't think I'll be a good ambassador because I don't go to a lot of rallies and stuff. But I'll search for someone who does. I think that would be the ideal ambassador, someone who goes to lots of rallies.
You're
Not
right,
me.
Sarah. It's somebody who
Bye
is
bye.
connected a lot, so
Bye.
thank you very much. Yeah,
Bye.
thank-
I will say though, US already has an ambassador and it's not me. So there's no need to apply. But it is somebody from the original relay who's centrally located and is willing to travel and go to events. So we'll announce her soon, but need not apply for the US. That is covered.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Are there any other questions?
Oh yeah, I have one. This is Gina.
Hey, Gina.
Hello. Just curious. You say you want us to go, we're going to events and hand out, but if we don't have the baton yet, we can't really, we can get people to get on the app, but we can't hand off anything until we actually have the baton.
Right.
So like I could be at a group event in April, but I can't hand anything off because I might not have received the baton yet because I'm all the way on the East Coast and it might not have got to me yet.
Exactly.
Right? Correct? Okay. I just want to make sure I was understanding it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you got to get it. So that
Right.
be from the start of messaging. All right, who's the ambassador? Where are you going? How are we going to do?
Where can I meet you? Where can I meet you earlier in the year instead of
And you'll have the app already. So December can be planning for who wants to meet up on New Year's Day and where are we doing the first meetup and
Right.
start spreading it.
Well, I'm glad I'll be at WEMA in September so I can start thinking ahead and test being one of the guinea pigs that actually tests this. So that'll be great.
Yeah, we want people to have the app and start getting used to it and playing with it. But as for getting the baton, that will be the trick.
Right.
Just like it was with the first one. You have to wait for it to come to you. Or you may have to go to it.
Go to it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I see that happening. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Excuse for a long haul ride is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. In the snow.
But I will tell you that the app on January 1st, I think it's in Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas in the US. But we'll start getting it spread around here. Look, I'm the first one. I want to get it.
I know you're in
have it.
California. You're in California.
I'm in California. I may be flying to Arkansas on New Year's Day. I'm just saying. Ooh, in fact, Michelle, should we do a big meetup on January 1st?
I'm in.
That may be the first thing we organize is a New Year's Day ride in Arkansas.
A polar ride. I'm in.
So yeah, so that's how it's going to work. I'll be honest, both Haley and I, we've been working on this for a while. And we were just very concerned that people would be like, an app, what? Because it's so different than what it was before. But that's what Haley was saying earlier. We realized we were living in the dark ages the first time, an actual wooden thing we passed around. And now we can use technology to take us to, to spread it even further. Amy says, does it have to happen on a bike? No, it can happen anywhere, but we're trusting whoever's sharing it, they're sharing it with women riders,
That's the whole
That's
point.
the thing. But
Right.
No way to
again, this could be a dirt rider, it could be a track rider, it could be a passenger. It's anything that we define as a rider.
Yeah, Killian's absolutely.
Not limited to just somebody, a road rider, and it could be a child.
Bazinga. Do you want the button now? Ooh.
And this is something too, we wanted to get like kids involved, right? How fun, because they are the next generation of riders. This is really, how can we include everybody, every type of rider?
Girl racers or whatever, if you've got like girl rider groups or whatever at the dirt tracks and things where they're teaching kids, and you've got like a girl rider group, like ideal, like let them know that there is a worldwide community out there that is exactly the same as them, because they might not know that.
Yeah.
Probably won't.
So
know
Hayley,
that.
do you think obviously then it'd be good to share the web page address that you've given, the Women Relay Riders, I can never remember it, wrwr.com, for those that we think, they possibly don't know about that yet, because like, as you say, it was the dark ages all those years ago, but actually it's become its own little phenomenon.
Yeah.
I've met you through this. I've met loads of other girls through this. Did the all the way down to London and all that, and people are still talking about it now.
I remember it well.
But I know that there's some other people. And some of them. I'm actually in a vegan bikers group, and there's a few females in there that are a lot younger than me who are recently, obviously, riders. I'm thinking they've probably never heard of this, even though I'm like, how can you not have? But there are some out there.
Right.
So if we put them onto that web page, that will then hopefully encourage them to do the app and everything in January.
Absolutely. And I think like it'll all become a lot easier to share in September when we've got the actual app prototype, and you can literally say, here's a QR code, download this app. Do you know what I mean? Which will help as well.
Haley, should we tease some images?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Come on.
You should.
There's so many things to share. Oh my God.
Want me to put some on the phone, Rice?
Well, you show your thing, and then I'm going to show my thing.
Okay, that's
So we
horrible.
joined the wrong
That's
call.
just a very interesting statement.
No, nobody knows which
Show
screen.
your thing and I'll show mine.
So, Haley,
homepage.
I want to share the thing that we probably shouldn't talk about, but I'm going to talk about. Is that okay?
I can see this as well, where some
Bonus.
women are going to try and arrange to meet other women across the ponds, aren't there? And across the boundaries. It's like, I don't know you, but can I come and meet you?
Yeah. So to answer Rachel's question, yes, we want to connect people. If you're traveling abroad, going somewhere, connect so we can get the countries connected together.
So here's a little.
Yeah, but another question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Regarding Rachel's question, when you travel to a foreign country and you take your button from your country to other country, how the people from your own country keep passing the button inside? Well, there are too many buttons, you told me, right?
So I can answer that. So let's say, Mara, that you haven't gotten the baton yet, and say you go to England to visit Haley, and she passes her baton. You have the English baton now. So you go back to Australia. Now you have to meet somebody who has the Australian baton, and when you two connect, you've now connected it. Does that make sense?
All right. Yeah, it does make sense. So you can carry more than one baton.
Yeah, so you can share infinite amount of buttons, infinite. So if, for example, if you had no baton, but if you'd already received a baton in your own country, and I've already received a baton in my country, but our two countries haven't connected yet, we can just meet up, and our connection will be ba-ding, ba-ding, and both countries will join the gold network. Yeah.
So,
all right.
So when you get the baton once, then
you've got
you basically have it.
Yeah.
And you can just keep going.
Exactly. Yeah. But you've just got to find that person.
It's the hard part is actually getting the baton.
Yeah.
And after that, I can just keep passing it on and passing it on.
Yeah. Find the people who haven't got it
And
But I suppose this is where the app will help us find people who've got the batons. I'm not going to say baton. I'm not American.
I am sorry.
We've got to find other people within the app that say they've got the baton, and then we can arrange to meet them. And so there might be more than one.
yeah,
Is that right? Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and answer Rachel's question, there's going to be a virtual baton for each country. And then once you get those crossed, then they will join each country to the global network.
How do you say it?
Ooh,
If that
sounds
makes sense.
fun.
Okay. Oh yeah. So here's
Baton.
we've got some of the pages that we're working
Baton.
on. You'll have a virtual garage where you can list past bikes, current bikes, dream bike, right?
Fun.
Your future bike.
Ooh.
And there's going to be, you can list your accessories, you can list your gear, and you can review your gear. So it just helps women riders share information, you know?
That's
So
wonderful.
this is like your garage bit, and you can add all your bikes, multiple
good.
bikes, past bikes, present bikes, future bikes, the bikes that you want, all your kit,
Yeah,
everything
garage.
is reviewable. You'll earn points every time you review something, and then guess what, girls? Rather than getting a review for a bike component or gear or whatever, you know, when you go onto a site and you look up reviews for something like a jacket or whatever, or a helmet, like it's going to have been reviewed by predominantly men unless it's female specific gear, isn't it? Like helmets were majority is going to be reviewed by men. This is going to be reviewed by women, everything. So it's women's idea as to what is good and what isn't with everything, not just gear, components, bikes, you know, everything. Literally anything you want, you can list it in here, as much or as little as you like. And then like on this bit of this other page that I was showing you before, you've got the My Achievements bit at the bottom. So you can see
Move it over, move it over.
Move it over, Elsie.
Down, down, down. There it is. Yeah.
So
Yes.
on there, you've got things like my baton passes. Sorry, let me turn this off because she wants to do 1 minute.
Oh yeah, turn that camera off.
Yeah.
I'll take it for a bit.
So basically, you've got the the number of baton passes that you have. So it'll be displayed in your profile how many baton passes you've done. So if you've got like 124 baton passes, like it's showing you how many each individual has actually passed the baton. You've got your community rank, so your actual points. So how many challenges you've completed and earned points, how many baton passes you've completed and earned points. You've got your card collection, which helps
Card collection.
and you've got your challengers badges, which I can explain a little bit further as well. But basically, every time you complete a challenge, you will get a challenge badge, and they'll be grayed out until you complete it. And the aim of the game is to complete all your badges, get all your badges of the challenges. But Liza, would you like to do a little bit of a talk about the challenge? Sorry, the cards, the collector cards.
Collector cards. I don't know if any of y'all were like me and collected like baseball cards or trading cards when you're kids, right? We thought how fucking awesome to make women rider cards. They're not going to be, they're going to be digital, but we're collecting information on women riders globally, accomplished women riders, and they're getting a collector card. And so as you are gaining points and going through the tiers, you're going to be able to unlock and see the collector card, and it'll tell you about the woman and her accomplishment. This one there is Debbie Lawler. Anyone heard of Debbie Lawler before?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Brenda, because you're old like me. Debbie Lawler was a jumper who beat Evel Knievel's record at one point.
And
actually has her own play set, like an Evel Knievel toy, but it's the Debbie Lawler set made for girls. I'm bidding on one on eBay right now. Nobody bid against me.
Oh,
Own it. But it's the point that there are these really rad, accomplished women that a lot of people don't know about, because it's just not. We've just seen from Elspeth Beard that people weren't interested in hearing about accomplished women riders. We want to share that. There's so many cool women's stories. So we're going to have collector cards where you get to unlock and see and learn about more and more accomplished women. I'm going to share something. Are you covering the boob?
Yeah, the boob's
covering the boob.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this
there's
is a little
icons.
idea with the challenges as well, the challenge badges that you'll be completing. And as I say, there'll be like a mechanical section and a industry section and a community section and a riding section with lots of challenges that we've got, like some really fun stuff as well lined up.
This is
So,
like a video game. This is cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
it's so cool.
It's cool.
Very cool.
I'm going to share with you all another little secret that we haven't announced yet, but since this is a small group, we're really trying to make this fun and lots of challenges and reasons to meet up and go to things and challenge yourself to become a better rider, do more on all that. And so one of the prizes that we've come up with is something that's not digital. It's something physical that certain people will get for doing certain things. We'll
A ticket from South Africa to Europe with a bike included.
Yeah, exactly. We have designed our own coin. It's called a challenge coin.
It's like poker chips.
It's going to be the size of like a silver dollar. Yeah, like a poker chip. And
like
this
the
is
poker
a
chips, like Harley poker chips.
yeah, but this is a metal coin
It's a
that
metal
we've
coin.
designed that are it's a metal coin that we will have to give out to special people for special things. And there may be one or a couple at the Wrwr rally, let's just say.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we've just been having a lot of fun and coming up with all sorts of just games and keeping it interactive and fun. We want people, it's not just going to be baton pass and you're done. This is going to be something that you'll keep going back every day to check, see how much more has it spread and what else can I do to get more points and who's at the top of the leaderboard. Like this really doing the app has allowed us to do everything we ever wanted Wrwr to be. To still give women those same connections and to know that we're all connected around the world from this thing that we all did together, and we'll actually see those connections on the app.
Yeah, can I actually fall in here? And I'm apologizing in advance because English is my second language. Swearing, of course.
We apologize.
Do you have a question?
Yes. What is happening to the actual physical connections and the adventure of riding thousands of kilometers together? That struggle that we had and had to overcome. What is happening to that? Because I'm a very physical person. I'm not virtual or anything like that. But that is the one thing that I seem to miss is the adventure of coming together as a group and riding as a group for many kilometers, overcoming those obstacles.
Well, that'll be on you to do, because if you want to get the baton, you're going to have to reach out to the ambassador, find out where they are and get there or meet them halfway or something, right? It's going to be up to you to get the baton and then to continue spreading it. And we're going to rely on everyone to spread it around their country. So yeah, once you get it, I mean, you can do nothing with it, or you can see what part of your country it's not in yet and use the message board. See, is there anyone here? I'm willing to come this far, or I'm going to be going to this event. Anyone want to meet me there and get the baton?
And not just your country and you solo. It's on you girls to organize, okay, we can see that, I don't know, a different country still hasn't had any baton passes in it. Shall we all organize a trip together
to Lithuania? Let's get them connected to the rest of the world, you know?
Whoever, and organize a trip between you all together on the app and go there. Whether it's, I mean, I don't know if you know, but there's 156 countries in the world. And I bet you not everybody's been to all of them. So there's a hell of a big world to explore out there. What this is doing is, rather than forcing you to join it on a certain date, it's giving you the opportunity to do it whenever you like, with whoever you like, for as long as you like as well, at any point in the year. So yeah, the adventure, the connections, the distance, the challenges, all the rest of it, that is absolutely still offered on a plate. The only thing is that we're not necessarily organising it on your behalf. It's up to you girls to say, okay, I can see on the world that this country's missing, this country's missing, or this part of my country's missing. Do you know what? Message a few of the girls on the app. Should we go whole hog, and should we go and get it to the other end of Australia, or should we go and get it to, you know, Timbuktu round the corner or whatever, and see who's up for it? And then yeah, meet up, ride, and see how far you get, and the troubles that you get along the way, and share it in the app, the photos, the updates. You'll get all the support of us lot in there as well, Junior One, just like the Facebook group. You remember when we were seeing like the updates and things? Like that community spirit, we want to open up to more than just people who are using Facebook, because again, lots of people are coming away from Facebook, and lots of people aren't on Facebook, you know. So by having it in an app and having that community available to everybody, and not necessarily needing to be signed up to social media, because a lot of people don't like social media, we can then keep the buzz, keep the sharing, keep the support, etc. But it be, you know, you're not obligatory to be on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it may be.
But we will also be encouraging through challenges, things like this. So if I said, maybe we push a challenge one month that said, take a picture of you and 4 friends in front of a castle.
In Germany, that'll be easier.
Yeah, not everywhere, right?
In the UK, in Wales particularly, it's very easy. But yeah, and then similarly, we've got challenges such as, you know, ride 1,000 miles in a day. That's quite challenging. You know, there's different challenges, lots of different challenges that we've got in the app that sort of caters from everybody's ability as well. Some that people find really easy, some that people will not find easy because they are geographically in different places all over the world, if that makes sense. So there is an abundance of adventure in the app. Don't worry, we've thought of a lot of things to challenge you. Challenges are, we are not short of challenges.
Yeah, Glenda?
Yeah, I want to clarify, because I have gotten bits and pieces. So if I want to get the baton, I would ride, you know, say Michelle's saying I'm here, I'm going to ride there, let her know so I can get the baton. And then I'm going to ride to another rally 4 states away. I can pass the baton on to someone there.
No, everybody there.
Everybody there. Okay.
You never lose it. Once you get it, you will always have it.
Okay, that's what
basically, it's more, and think of it less of a relay and more like we're a cult and you're a missionary.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Does that help?
Part of that would be, I'm hoping to, if things work out, I'm going to Italy in September to ride. So I could take the baton I've received at some point and take that to Italy.
Exactly.
Not only if it's September
next year.
Yeah, next year. No, not this year. Next year. I'm going in 2026.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if once I pass it off, I didn't have it anymore. But you're saying once you get it, you keep it and keep spreading it or passing it. Sorry.
Exactly. Well, for the year. Yeah, exactly that. And then what you do in joining, if you take it to Italy and pass it to an Italian rider, is you'd then be the one who's responsible, and you'd light up the whole of the states, so all the lights, all the baton passes that have occurred in the states, past and then the ones in the future, will all be gold.
Okay.
They've then joined the Golden Network, as has Italy. So our aim is we'll then see, and we'll start to see on the map, girls, like countries that either don't have any lights in it at all, i.e. nobody's passed the baton at all over there, or there's white lights everywhere where they've not had that international connection yet, and then we can see where we can where we need to get across basically, and where the challenges are.
Okay.
Another question from Kai, Australia. Sorry, guys, I have too many questions. for example, if for instance, if I go to a country but there are no ambassadors in that country, how can I pass the baton or get the baton from that country?
Well, if you have your baton from Australia, you can be sharing that baton there, but we'll need to have an ambassador that we've created a baton for to actually get them linked. It'll show if there's a baton pass in that country, it'll light up white, but we won't be able to turn it gold till we have an ambassador with our embedded baton connect.
And for example, if I go to, because I'm thinking like a small countries or countries that they don't have many women riders, so they don't have that connection to social media with other riders in the world. I don't know, like it could happen. Like I can find a woman rider and tell her to, for example, register an ambassador or contact you girls so they can enter the relay or something.
Yeah,
It's,
let's
I
say
don't know.
you go to Fiji on vacation and we have no ambassador in Fiji, and you meet a woman on a bike, then you can have her contact us and we can create her, turn her into an ambassador and give her that her baton to then connect, and then she can continue sharing from there.
All right. Yeah, that would be great to get like people.
Michelle, you had a question?
Isolated.
Actually, I just wanted to comment and say the same thing that Merle had said in the chat earlier. The only reason that, or I shouldn't say the only reason, but for me, one of the many reasons that I'm still on Facebook, or I should say one of the few reasons I'm still on Facebook, is all the many friendships that I found through WRWR. And so I'm super excited about having, you know, this community, this app that's freestanding. It's not connected to any social media platform. I'm so excited about this. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Me too, Michelle. I can't, believe it or not, can't stand Facebook. So
no, but I mean, it served its purpose. It was the magic of WRWR. And when I look back, I remember in like 2019 or actually 2020, when we finished the relay in February and we were all in London, we had like 22,000 women in the WRWR Facebook group, which is amazing to me. So it just tells you how many women there are in the world that are looking for that community and how connected and excited we were about it. So that tells you how many connections we got to get to work and make on the app.
Well, that's something that we still mention when we've had meetings with, say, people industry, right?
Yeah.
We say one thing that we learned on the first relay is that women want to be acknowledged. They want to be acknowledged that they exist, because so much of the industry doesn't cater to women.
Right.
And that's what we say. We are a voice for women writers globally. We want to be the conduit to the industry. So that's something that that we hope to be accomplishing with that too. Any other questions? I know we've had some people just come in late, and it's okay to ask a question. If you think it's already been asked, we can answer it again.
Hi, it's Christy from Australia. Just wondering, will there be any merchandise?
There will be merchandise.
You bet. When is another question. Yeah.
That is something for people who don't know, if you're wearing I saw who was wearing, was it Serena wearing their
Serena, yeah.
Guardian shirt, right? Every single Guardian shirt was shipped by Haley's parents out of their dining room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are not doing that again.
They demanded a pay rise and they've got fair enough.
Yeah. So we are looking at there are organizations that do shipping, have different shipping centers around the world and do print on demand and stuff like that. So if anything, there it is, Serena. Yeah. If anything, it gives us the ability to have even more merchandise available.
Excellent.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, and I've been partially working, partially doing other things during this, this is essentially through the app of virtual baton, correct?
Yes.
Okay, got it. That's all I needed to confirm.
Yeah, and a cool thing. This is something that I was insistent upon. When you pass a baton, there's going to be like a little animated, like happen, you know.
A little bit of magic.
Yeah, so it won't just be like, paying a register. It'll be like,
Yay. I like that.
yeah, and then a light up on the globe, and we'll see it lighting up. So we're just so excited. It took us this many years to recover from the last one. And people kept asking, when are we doing it again? When are we doing it again? And honestly, for the handful of us that organized the last one, I don't think people realized how much time we gave. I mean, Christy, I see you shaking your head. You were just, in charge of Australia. That was a big pain in the fucking ass.
Oh, wasn't it what? Oh my God, they're so competitive here. But hey.
I know. And so we're like, oh, fuck. We knew we couldn't do it like we did it before. And those of us who did it, who organized it, were like, well, that never should have worked.
Yeah.
There are so many reasons it should have failed. And there are so many things we had to do to keep it going. I mean, and so we were like, how do we not do it like that again?
Yeah.
And that's how we came up with this idea to solve all the problems, but still at the core of it. And I think the number one thing is we wanted to connect everyone. All of us here are connected, and so many of us have met in person. And that's what we're able to do through this, to connect everyone, to challenge everyone through the challenges, and then to change. And the change part is to be counted, to have a voice, to work with the industry and show them our numbers, and to get women into like dealerships for like events that are created for them, stuff like that.
Change the world, change the perception.
And not just that, I don't know about you guys, but I know Haley and I talk about all the time how our lives were changed by this event.
Oh,
By all the people that we met.
Absolutely. It changed the world.
Mm-hmm.
It changed our lives, all of our lives,
Yeah.
in a way, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
And so
I must
right because of you guys.
No, because
my life was also totally changed.
And this
My
is
life
it.
has changed totally. I never could imagine that I could do anything like this, and I did.
And yet here you are.
Yes.
Here you are.
I'm a motorcycle instructor so I could get more women to ride.
Yes.
Exactly. And this is like, because we know how connected we all are, and how strong of a bond WRWR 2019 participants had. Like, we know you guys are just going to take this and run with it. Like, I just see this being an absolute storm, because I know how passionate you all are about spreading the word, and about how much you care about the industry, and how much you care about our community, and how amazing it wasn't because of we rode the boat, but my God, you lot were all the power behind it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was every single rider that took part that made WRWR 2019 a huge success. And it's how passionate you all are about females in the industry. And yeah, it changed your lives, and we're about to change a hell of a lot more people's lives with this, like a hell of a lot more. It's so powerful, girls. It's so exciting.
This is exciting. Haley, you know how much my life changed because of the RA.
Oh yeah.
And there it is.
because of me.
Oh, that's the cloud of smoke.
Exactly.
The cloud of smoke. Did you blow? Yeah, we met on the German Ripple relay.
Yeah, exactly. And you know firsthand how those Ripple relays took hold themselves and just went with it. And then you've come out with an amazing partner, and your life's just been completely changed. Like,
absolutely.
Some people
Best thing ever. Best thing ever.
Like the like, for some people they'd never ridden without the partners. For some people they'd never ridden or got to experience different bikes. Like, WRWR 2019 was so different and meant so much to every single individual that took part in it, yet it was so powerful, like in each unique sense. And we've got an opportunity with this tool. It's better than a 10 milli. I'll keep saying it. It's so much better. But this tool that we've got the opportunity to not only pass that on to a hell of a lot more people, but also to expand that bond and like those challenges. Like, for example, some of the challenges are going to be riding in the dirt. Some of them are going to be riding a three-wheeled bike, and that could be a sidecar, for example. You know, this is going to open you up to even more experiences and even more challenges that some people didn't even think knew existed or wouldn't have previously had the network and support system to participate in it. Do you know what I mean? So it's the possibilities with it are endless.
But it also gives you guys the opportunity to submit challenges to us to share with everyone.
Something that you think is really juicy in your or you really want to do, and you've just never really like, oh, like I wish I could do that sort of thing. Tell us, because we might just make it a challenge, and then we'll hold you accountable to it.
Awesome. I think, you know, Haley, I think one of the challenges might be find Mar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Wally?
Where is Mar?
I would like to get a challenge. By the way, ladies, while we are talking, I'm still in touch with the European ladies because we are gonna plan to ride together across borders.
Amazing.
So we and actually, Anne-Catherine said like we are gonna make Europe gold in the gold button like really quick.
By 1 minute past midnight. Okay, here's your first challenge. 1 minute past midnight on the 1st of January. For all Europe gold. I'll be waiting at my front door at 1 a.m. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And the same if you girls come to Australia before I start my world trip, and even after that, my doors are open for you always. And you have a bike and a bed and beer, so come whenever you want.
In
Mar, are you coming to
Africa as
Germany?
well. So
Sorry?
there's a lot of time until the app we can start sharing, until the baton starts passing. What do you do until then? Well, apply to be an ambassador unless you're an American. Sorry. But sign up on the mailing list. We need to get everyone. Now you may already be on it from before, but we just need to make sure. Sign up. You can go to womenridersworldrelay.com or wait for it, wrwrapp.com. APP.
It will
Made it shorter.
redirect you straight there. Yeah.
wrwrapp.com. There's a link. Sign up. That way you'll be notified immediately of where you can get the download for it, what events, what we're going to be planning, what we need. There's still a lot of stuff we need from everybody to get ready for it to start. So we'll be doing that through like our email chain and newsletter, stuff like that. Because we're not all on Facebook. We can't rely on just that.
What other do you use besides Facebook in building your app?
Our app will be our social media. That will be going forward.
To that point though, because there's a lot of,
Absolutely. So I would say like definitely still share across Facebook, like get people to join the Facebook group, get people to join the Instagram page, get people to follow the Facebook group. So Facebook page, Facebook group, Instagram page.
All that. Okay.
On there, yeah. So get spreading the word, girls. Like keep like getting people back into the group and things, because then when we're doing the announcements, more people are going to hear about it, and obviously get them, like they're going to see that they can sign up to the mailing list and then download the app when it's ready. So yeah, still absolutely be promoting through socials for the time being, and then it'll be and when the app comes, if you use Facebook, if you use Instagram, get the word out, because there are women that are riding and using social media like us all, like we're all on it still. Do you know what I mean? So absolutely keep spreading the word on socials, and yeah, definitely sign up for the newsletter, the mailing list, sorry, because that will be where we're sort of sending key information about it over the coming months.
Yeah, and sign up to be an ambassador. We need to get every country filled.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I came in late, hurried back, but sorry I came in late. So this might have already been asked. I was just wondering how the ambassador role is going to play out this year compared to last time, because it's a completely different virtual.
Yep. So the ambassador will be given the virtual baton for their country. It will be ground zero. It'll be up to them to start spreading it. So if you're the ambassador, you're going to share it with as many women as possible, but you never lose it. You still have it. Now, say you share it with 10 women, and then they each share it with 10 women, and they each share it with 10 women. And every time it's going to be counted, it's going to light up on the map. We're going to see it spreading. So your job is to start spreading it. You could share it with one person and still succeed. But also, if you see that it's not going across the country, it's kind of stalled, we're asking the ambassadors to go to certain areas and reignite it, get it spreading again, to go to events, to promote, hey, I'm going to be at this event or this event. Who's going to come meet me? Get the baton. And to also give us ideas for challenges so that we can have things more catered to your country, you know, because not every, if we have a challenge that says like ride 100 miles per hour, not every country is that possible. So we want to take into account that every country might have specific things to it, and to have something that's fun to do in that country, you know.
Excellent.
So that's what the ambassador's role will be, giving us feedback to help us cater stuff. We also may be partnering with sponsors, like say Triumph Motorcycles, right? Are there Triumph dealerships in your country?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Perfect. We may have an event at a Triumph dealership where you as the ambassador would be there, and we might even give you a golden baton or some of the challenge coins or something to, you know, we want to promote and have fun in every country. So the ambassador will be our ground zero for that. But the reality is it's as much work as you're willing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. My record in a day, I believe, is 1,107 miles in 24 hours. So there is nowhere that I can't get to. I'm feeling sufficiently motivated.
So we're going to do the Joe challenge to reignite that then, yeah.
Well, I did listen
Joe
to the
challenge.
riding one with interest. Sorry, just a little something.
Yeah. So does that answer your question, Amanda?
Yeah, absolutely it does. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but last time I was ambassador for Nepal.
I do remember, of course.
Yeah.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi. It's good to see you again. I'm back in the UK now, though.
Where are you, Amanda?
I'm in Kent, Folkestone, Kent.
Okay, down south.
Close to Dover.
Yeah.
Where the ferry is, yeah. So I'm here now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I'm sure you've already got ambassadors for the UK. I don't know if you do more than one ambassador
apply.
for each. Okay, I'm happy. And also leading up to the event, I'm available.
Yeah, perfect. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I am
we
available.
We have not picked an ambassador for the UK yet, so applications are open.
Yeah, US is the only place that we've already got somebody committed.
Yeah, that's it. Every other country is open.
And that's just because they've been a part of this from the inception. So yeah.
Yeah.
How many countries did we have ambassadors last time? I should know that. Michelle, do you know that? Do you remember?
We went through 81 countries.
There you go.
Was it 89?
And it's more.
81. It was supposed to be 82, but one of the borders was closed.
So yeah. Okay.
Michelle and
The
I
hoodie.
plotted the
I have the hoodie
global-
that have all the
global
countries
route,
on the
and I
back.
don't
Yeah, I
remember.
have that. Yeah, upstairs.
Michelle, do you remember? You're muted if you're talking. Something like that. It was a lot, but there's more. We need to get to Fiji now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We never even touched China. Like we never did. Like there's so many places that we didn't go to. Like
Yeah, seriously, you know people in like Asia, like places that we never were able to get to. Please tell them about this and have them sign up.
Yeah.
Because I have to meet with somebody here to get the baton. Yes. But we are not here.
Or you can go over to another country to get the baton. From
Well, that's the
Yeah.
reason I say it is a very small country and it won't be there. And I can guarantee there won't be an ambassador there. Sri Lanka.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we'll be there at the beginning of the year. So there's no one to get it. How can I get it?
No.
Well,
you need meet a Sri Lankan.
Yeah.
And apply and have them apply.
Motorcycle riders, where do they hang out? Go to the motorcycle cafes. Go find a woman rider in a motorcycle cafe. Go find a woman rider at a motorcycle.
No, that I can do. That's all not the problem. The problem is they won't have. There's not going to be an ambassador there, and I can't get the baton there.
At
I
that
can't
point,
receive it.
At that point, what you need to do is they would need to message us. We can make them an ambassador, and then give them the baton, which you can take and they can take and carry it on in their country, and you can take it back home. And
There you go, because we're there from like December 14th.
Yeah, literally.
So I wouldn't have a chance to get it.
Yeah. So you're going December 14th.
December, and we're there till January 18th, I think.
January 18th. But if you, so for example, so in that scenario, if there's no ambassador, if we've got no ambassador in Sri Lanka, which we're not going to have, I can tell you now.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Unless
if you go to Sri Lanka and you're there after the 1st of January and you find a female motorcyclist who would be willing to be an ambassador, for example, who's quite connected, then we can, if they contact us, we can make her an ambassador, and every ambassador starts out with a baton. So she will then hold the baton that she can pass to you and take back to your country, so you can then pass it back on January whatever when you return, January 18th. And she can carry on with her baton in her country. So yeah, you can still pass the baton in that instance for sure, and that would be a really great.
Okay.
So
that's my first challenge. That's our first challenge.
Are you renting bikes over there?
I might for a short.
Well, that's a good place to start. Is a bike rental place.
Yeah.
They're gonna know women.
It's sketchy, but I will. I have a challenge now.
There you go.
I'm on it.
we want Sri Lanka. We want to light up the globe. Is there anyone going to Antarctica next year? Somebody call Steph Jevons. Tell her to get on the boat. Send her back.
That would be difficult.
But that's the point, and that's going to be the challenge for everyone. And it's the same thing, like we said, we relied on everyone to make the relay happen. We just created the framework, but it was everyone else who made it happen, who got it, kept it moving. And it's the same thing. You're going to be able to see the progress, but we're going to rely on everyone to help get to the countries that aren't being counted and to get to the parts of the country that nobody's gone to yet. I mean,
Rachel's hopefully going to Antarctica. Here we go. This is what I mean. And it's like, yeah, like imagine getting to like November, say, and the relay is closing 31st of December, and we've got all of the world lit gold bar 4 countries. Like the race is on to get like to get those 4 countries, and literally like imagine being responsible and being part of the event that has turned the entire world gold with women riders, like in countries where it's illegal still for women to own a motorcycle license, for example, like all of those things, like you can still pass the baton to a woman where it's illegal for them to hold a motorcycle license because it's not illegal for them to ride on a track, for example, or it's not illegal for them to ride off-road, etc., etc. So,
or to be a passenger.
Then I have another question.
Yeah.
Do they have to be, that's kind of tricky. Is it motorcycles? Because there are, in Sri Lanka mostly is all on scooters.
Scooters, motorcycles,
125 scooters.
Yeah, everyone's welcome. Scooters, bikes.
Because they're everywhere. Women on scooters are everywhere.
Yes.
But they don't, because of the price of the cost. Not
we
much
want them all. Yeah, we want to showcase, like, does a woman on a scooter classify as a rider? Absolutely, she does. Like,
Absolutely.
she's a motorcyclist, she's a scooterist, she rides. Like, does she wear a helmet? Does she experience freedom on two wheels? Does she get excited every time she saddles up?
And again, passengers are riders too.
So pillions on the back, like I mean, hats off to pillions, because I don't know how to do it. Like, I've got too much control freak in me to entrust being on the back. I honestly don't know how you do it. Like, you're a breed of your own.
That's you.
But yeah, they are experiencing the thrill of riding, the joy of motorcycling, just as much as a rider. So yeah, absolutely, pillions can pass. And what you'll notice as well is a lot of pillions have their own community. So pillion riders know other pillion riders and communicate with each other when they go to events, etc., as pillion riders. And that's a group of women that, again, we still haven't tapped into fully yet, because we couldn't, because of the nature and brutality, frankly, of the WRWR 2019 ride. Like, we couldn't have pillion riders as such, like, specifically. It had to be with a woman rider and they were coming on the back type thing. So
pillion riders are badass. I'll ride anything but on the back.
Yeah.
Agreed. So I'm glad. It seems like everyone's stoked. This is why we wanted to do a proper announcement and explain the whole thought, because it's a complete 180 degree from what we did before, but we wanted to be able to explain, and I think you all can see the benefits of how we can do something really big this time, really big. I mean, monumentally, globally big.
Massive impact.
That's what we want to do, and that's what we want everybody's help doing. And this is going to be really cool.
It's gonna be cool.
This is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to start using it. Genuinely, I'm like, can you hurry up and build it already? Because
this is a little brutal, but like now here in not quite June, I have to wait another 6
There's still a lot to do. Get women signed up on our mailing list. Get ambassadors signed up.
Because if we do the legwork now, in terms of like finding the women in those countries and getting them into a centralized point like the Facebook group, for example, for now, it's going to make our lives a lot easier when it comes to actually organizing, meeting up and lighting the whole world gold. So absolutely, like, the legwork, the planning is in the now before the app's launched. When it's launched, we're ready to hit the ground running. Like, let's see how quickly we can light the whole world up gold. Do you know what I mean? Like, can we light the whole world gold in the first 6 months of the relay?
And think of the industry, how that's going to be to the industry when we can show them an actual globe and every country lit up, to show that women riders are represented everywhere.
And also how many times we've passed it. So, for example, say over the course of 1 year, I pass the baton to, let's say, I mean, I go to a lot of events and things where a lot of women are there. Let's say I pass the baton 1,000 times. That's 1,000 lights for me alone on the globe. So imagine how many lights we collectively are all going to put on that globe, and then throw that back at the industry and be like, and you're saying that women riders aren't, you know what I mean, aren't a market and aren't active. Hello, like, this is of how many women riders there are, and specifically how active we are as well.
Yeah. So that's it. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
Hey,
remember, you are missionaries for this cult.
We're
not a cult. We're not a cult.
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
Thank
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
Oh my god.
Love you guys.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sign up on the email list.
Thank you again for a wonderful, insane, crazy idea.
Brenda, I can't wait to see you again.
And Haley, should we end it how it started? What was your quote?
I've had a crazy idea. Who's in?
We're in.
We're in.
in. Yes.
We're in.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.